All right, Lawrence, we're going to start in five, four, three, two, one.
Welcome to the reading of Three Pennies, From Hell to Heaven. We shall continue with part 6, page 123. I've been sacrificing all my life. I sacrificed for my wife and she left me. I sacrificed for my kids and they turned their back on me. I've been sacrificing, so you can't tell me a thing about sacrifice. Okay, so you have. Guess what? You got to sacrifice some more. No, I ain't sacrificing no more. I'm getting all mine. And how you gonna do that? You gonna do something illegal? No, that ain't what I'm talking about. I'm talking about getting paid for my disability lawsuit. Disability, yeah, these so-and-sos owe me and they won't pay me. Sounds like a legal problem to me. I don't care about no legal. They better pay me, or else what? Or else I'm gonna sue them. That sounds legal to me. They've been holding up my money for almost 2 years. I mean, enough is enough. I'm tired of waiting. Well, at least you know you got it coming. Yeah, I'll probably be dead first before they pay me. As a matter of fact, that's what they want me to do. They want me to die, and so that they don't have to pay me. I don't know what they want you to do, Slim. I just know that I can't blame nobody about my predicament except me. Well, that's you. That's not me. I know. And you don't hear me complaining. So what you gonna do? Something I just don't know what it is yet. Well, Lord, you better find out before it's too late. My mind raced with the thought of too late to love, too late to see my children, too late to have back my wife and family, too late to get a job, too late to recover from my addiction, too late. Those two words were screaming inside me, and I became afraid, thinking to myself, I hope it's not too late. Time passed, and all the dope and all the alcohol was gone, and the time to check out was vastly approaching. Maybe the lady downstairs has forgotten that I'm still up here visiting. Then the voice on the other end of the intercom rang out, Otis, it's time for your visitors to check out. Time to check out. Otis sprung up from his seat and responded, okay, they're coming right down. Then he turned to me and said, Lawrence, I'm sorry, but you got to go, cuz, you know, I don't want no trouble. I said, Otis, don't worry about it. There will be no trouble. Slim said, I told you these people ain't right. As he walked out the door slightly walking behind him was me and Otis, following to make sure everything would be cool, or did he think that I would try to hide and spend the night in the building? I didn't know, but one thing I did know, and that was that I was about to be outside in the night with no place to go or no place to stay. It was about 10:15 p.m. on a Wednesday, Tuesday night, as I began to walk the streets trying to figure out what I was going to do. I did not want to go back to the chair house because I had to wait until midnight just to get in and get a seat. And then I would have to be inconvenienced by all the noise with the men talking and the television being on all night. I just wasn't in the mood to be bothered by all of that commotion. So I just started to walk the streets for about the next 2 hours. I had no place in mind in particular to go. I just walked until I finally got tired of walking. I finally took a seat down at the AC Transit bus station. It was a place where some homeless people would go and try to get some sleep, and I figured I would try to do the same. At least I would not be out in the cold. I found a bench and tried to relax in the highly lit station, but to no avail. I would doze off and wake up shortly after I thought I was going to sleep. The noise of people all around made it uncomfortable to be really at ease. You never know who it is that's passing you by. You never know if that person is in their right mind. You never know if someone has gone off on the deep end and want to hurt someone else or even themselves or even you. It was not a good scene as I continued trying to be at ease, and it never happened. Late night, I heard the voice in the corridors on the other side of the terminal. Late night, 25 cents. I thought to myself, here's my opportunity maybe to get some decent rest for the rest of the night for a few hours. So I approached the voice in the corridor. It said, I'll take one. He said, here you go, bro. Have a good night. Maybe the late night pass will be my moment of solitude. I did not know what to expect except that I would have a comfortable, warm seat and a smooth ride as I took my walk across the street to get on the bus. It was a 38 Gary. It traveled from downtown First Street and Market Streets all the way to the San Francisco beach. The ride round trip would take almost an hour and a half. And with my late night transfer, I could ride the entire night. The blessing about having a late night transfer was that once you had it in your hands, it allowed you to ride any bus all night in the city, and the drivers did not retrieve them. So whatever bus you wanted to ride at night, you could ride it all night. I never thought I would use have use for a late night transfer other than going home from a party back in the day when me and my friends would hang out and it was after midnight. Someone always was out there selling late night transfers for a quarter. It wasn't a bad deal considering all the transfers had time limits of up to 2 hours. So having a late night transfer was a luxury. You pay your fare one time and you don't have to pay any more for the rest of the night. The people who sold the late night transfer were those who would wait for the driver to get off the bus and go to the store or to the bathroom, and then they would go up to his transfer box where the tickets are and take a book and then sell them later on for a quarter. The average book would bring about $20 in sales. As I got on the bus, I found my seat in the back. I felt pretty comfortable riding the 38 bus because it was a route that was not in the hood. I mean, it made a few stops in the Fillmore district neighborhood, but not in the rough parts where crime was highly likely to occur. The bus drivers at this time did not hassle you if you were to ride from one end of the line to the other end, as long as you didn't give them any trouble. Some would even let you sleep and let you know when they got to the end of the line that you had to get off the bus and then get back on again after he took his rest. I felt pretty peaceful knowing that I was not outside or surrounded by the elements of the other homeless people. I took the ride on the 38 two times up and two times back down. And by the time we got back to the AC Transit, it was 5 o'clock in the morning. 5 o'clock is not a bad time because soon thereafter it would be 6 and then 7. What was even better is that you had the stirring of the public out in the streets from their sleep going about their business. I stopped at Sister Mary's and got me some soup and bread as I waited for the daylight to break. The morning was brisk at San Francisco as the San Francisco wind began to churn in the midst of the downtown with the litter blowing to and fro and down into the whirlwind of the gutters where it rested until the street sweepers made their way to its location. Public workers dressed in suspender high rubber boots with hydraulic trucks and high powered water hoses in their hands washed the dirt and stench of vomit and human defecation from the sidewalks of the people who had no access to a restroom facility during the night. People walking in a fast paced destination to who knows where had their eyes focused straight ahead with their minds set on getting to where they were going. The tomato broccoli soup tasted good going down into the belly of emptiness with a filling up of the sourdough bread. Breakfast on wheels, breakfast on the feet for the walking of the living dead. I too had my name on its headstone, forging ahead with no outlook on life, looking ahead, looking beyond the eyes of the death into nothingness. How long would I stay in this grave before I rise? One thing was for sure, it would not be like the resurrection of Jesus in 3 days. I wonder how he did that. I guess I'll ask him one day if I make it to heaven. Man, everybody talks about heaven, but don't nobody want to die. I think that's the only way you can get there. Why do you have to live in hell and then die to go to heaven? How come you just can't live in heaven and be in heaven? How come you can't have eternal life right now here on earth? Oh, I believe I read somewhere in the Bible that flesh and blood cannot enter into the kingdom of heaven. Heck, God sure makes it hard for us to get to him. Sometimes I think I just would rather die and be done with it, but that would be too simple. I stopped at the stoplight at 5th and Mission Streets as a homeless man with the shopping cart dressed for the cold stood across from me, watching as I waited for the light to change. The homeless people are a different breed of people. You never know what they are thinking, and more importantly, what they might do. My radar instinct of survival went into mode of danger. It's funny or rather strange how you can read the threats of the streets even before the threat appears, and even more importantly, before the threat can become an action of bodily harm. The light changed as we both began to cross. I walked on the opposite side as far from him as his cart as I could, watching his every move as he pushed his cart across the street. He stopped and grabbed a bat from his cart, looked at me in a crouched position, ready to swing like Orlando Cepeda. I seen the crazed look in his eyes as I hurriedly moved past him, pressing my way to the other side. He, on the other hand, continued to stand in the middle of the street, still in his baseball swinging position as cars and buses passed him by. Did he make it across the street? Did he get hit by a vehicle? Mattered not to me. Safety for me was my first and foremost concern as I continued to walk without even looking back. The streets are mean and rough, I thought, down here in the Tenderloin, and I did not know whether I wanted to continue on with my quest of writing this book about being homeless. I could just as easily leave this environment and go get me a job and make me some decent money without any hassles of being a product of the system. That would be too easy. Easy is always a quick fix out of a situation and or circumstance that needs to be dealt with head on. Easy is like getting something for nothing. When things come to you easy, there is less appreciation in attaining it without hard work, at least for most people. Some would rather take the easy way out. I thought about it real long and hard and decided that I would stick it out. How long? That I didn't know. I think I must be crazy to be in this position. Oh well, crazy is what I'm going to be. It was about 7 a.m. as I seen Otis walking back from the store doing his morning errands. Man, he got it made. All he has to do is wake up every morning and do his own thing and wait for his check at the end of the month, while at the same time doing his little hustles, running errands and panhandling. He got a decent apartment and he has no worries. Life would be a piece of cake if we had no worries. I said, "Hey Otis, hey, hey, how you doing, Lawrence? All right. Did you go to the shelter last night? No, I rode the bus most of the night. The bus? Yeah, 38 Garrett. They let you ride all night? Yeah, I had a late night transfer and the driver didn't hassle me. Did you get some sleep? A little bit. You can't really get a decent sound sleep with all of that stuff going on while riding the bus. What stuff? The stop and go at the bus stops, the sound of the other cars passing by, the opening and closing of the doors on the bus as the people get on and get off. They had people They had people riding all night. Well, at first there were. Then, as the night got longer, there were less people riding. You can come upstairs and go to bed and get some sleep if you want to. Thanks, Otis. I believe I will. I got to go to work at Glide for 9:30. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. How long do you work there? Till 2 o'clock. He opened the door to the lobby of the apartment. And there was this receptionist with a morning greeting. You sign in. You sign in. Otis said, "Okay, he's okay. He's my cousin, and I'll sign him in." She gave me a blank look as I scratched my name on the book. She looked at it and said, "You know overnight. You know overnight." I wanted to say something real mean to her, but I knew she was just doing her job and following Mr. Lee's instructions, and that the best thing that I could do was to keep silent because next month was right around the corner, and I wanted to make sure that I would be able to spend the night at Otis' apartment when I needed a place to stay. Instead, I said, "Yes, I know. I will. I will. I will not be staying the night." That's good. That's good. Yeah. Anything is good for you folks as long as you don't see a black face in your face, I thought. I asked Otis to wake me up at 8:30 so I could be on time. I closed my eyes and fell into a deep sleep. It felt good for the moment. Sleep is probably the best way to escape the cares and problems of the world. When you sleep, you are not even a part of the world anymore. All your cares are gone. All your worries are gone. All your thoughts are nothing. It's amazing how sleep just lets you get away from reality, diverting your attention to nothingness. Sleep was Sleep was over and I had to go to work. We had a saying, nothing comes to a sleeper but dreams. Sounds about right. We sleep, we dream. We dream all kinds of dreams. Some good, some bad, some so real that they are scary. I like dreaming. I like dreaming, leaving the known and traveling into the unknown. I often wondered what I often wondered when people are dead, are they really asleep or so deep in their sleep that they cannot return back to life, so deep in their sleep that we come to know it as death. What a peaceful state of being that must be, to be dead, but yet sleep, but yet sleep. Guess I'll never know until I get there. One thing is for sure, nobody has come back to talk about it except Jesus Christ. Oh, there are some who have died and returned for a moment in life, but eventually they all died again. Or do they sleep being in death? The day is coming when we will all find out. Good morning, people, the supervisor said. We will be gathering the vegetables together for this afternoon and the evening meal. Please follow the directions given to you, and this should be an easy day. I had to chop carrots, hundreds of carrots, tubs of carrots, preparing for the afternoon lunchtime meal. There were about 20 of us working in the kitchen preparing food, and the time went by fast because we were busy. The work at the kitchen at Glide is fast paced, in which I enjoy. It was a means of doing something worthwhile, and it made me feel good. We worked all the way up till time for lunch, and then we stopped to serve the people who had lined up for hot food. After the people ate, we cleaned the kitchen, busted trays, washed the dishes, cleaned the tables, mopped the floors, and received our reward for good work, for our own good work, which was lunch that consisted of the same thing. Everyone ate at lunch, only our portions were double, and we had the option of taking some food home. Not bad for a day's work. All you can eat and a little pay. Still, it wasn't quite good enough for me, but I was content, at least for the moment. I headed back to Otis' apartment to see what was going on. I wondered if Sheila would be there. To see her beauty certainly was going to make my day. As I walked down the street of the Lions Den, I no longer I no longer felt the threats of its elements because I had become. Becoming is a process of being who you are in the environment that you live in. Becoming is the essence of a person and their lifestyle. Becoming is knowing that you have no fear. Becoming is being made whole, whether that be good or bad. You are what you are because of the choices that you make. And my choice to live in the Tenderloin had become a part of me. I did not want to be comfortable with its lifestyle and its standard of living, and the daily routine of searching for myself in the crack pipe. But yet I was here. And since I was here, I was going to make the best of a bad situation. How long will it take to come out of the den? God only knew. My existence in the blackness of the deep hole of darkness afforded me no opportunity of anonymity. The covers were pulled back, and anyone could see me just as they seen everyone else in the burrow of despair, of hopelessness, misery, and pain, in the concrete jungle, another world where the predators awaits to devour the weak. One thing was for certain, my way to live, my will to live. I had my children, Natalie, Idris, and Lawrence too, and I was determined not to let them grow up without the values of life coming from their father. Too many fathers have been and are caught up into themselves, not putting their families first. Huh, I got a lot of nerve, I thought. Look at me. I'm no better than the rest. I'm out here on the streets and have left my home, leaving my family, the children, especially the boys, to fall into the trap, the setup for prison and or death. A boy without a father has a hard way to go in learning to be a man, but not for long because I had the will to come up and rise up above the situation and the circumstances surrounding my becoming. Hey, I didn't see Dirk as I passed directly by him. My mind was fixed on how I was going to overcome my dilemma. Hey, Dirk, what's up? Man, you look like you were in deep thought. I was, and I am. Is it that serious, Negro? It's that serious. I gotta come up out of this dark hole. Well, won't you just go back home to your mother and father's house? Not now. I gotta live this life of being homeless for at least a minute or two. Yo, Lawrence, I hate to break it to you, but you're not homeless. What do you mean I'm not homeless? You're not homeless. Well, I'm sure you got an explanation befitting to my circumstance of me not having my own place to lay my head. Yeah, that's the same thing a brother said to me in the joint when I was in prison. What's that? That he had nowhere to lay his head. I told him that you locked up in here, San Quentin, and you lay your head down every day and get three hots in a cot. Then he said to me, I'm like Jesus. Foxes have holes and birds have nests, but the Son of Man has nowhere to lay his head. Matthew 8:20. That may be so, but you ain't Jesus. And you lay your head down here every day and every night until they let you out just like me. Ain't that something? So you telling me I'm not homeless? Well, let me put it to you like this, Lawrence. Until you lay down on this cement brick, on this cement at night, and try to fall asleep amongst all this stuff here on the outside, the cold, the wind, the night, the cars passing by, and the people moving about, and all the elements of danger, then you ain't homeless. I'm still homeless, Dirk. That may that may be, but until you have to lie down in these streets, you ain't homeless. Now, you may say you're homeless, doing your research, writing your book, and ain't nothing wrong with that, but you cannot testify about being homeless until you actually lay down on and in these streets. Well, I don't know. I don't have to do that, Dirk. Then you ain't homeless. That's a matter of opinion. No, Negro, it's a matter of fact. Well, what? Time will tell. Yeah, if you're real about what you're doing, I don't know why you're out here anyway. You should be putting out that book about crack. That's what these people need out here. They need a way out, and it sounds like to me that you can help a whole lot of them when you write that book. I'm writing it, but I'm also writing a book about being homeless. Look, Lawrence, I can't tell you what to do, but the crack book is the winner. I feel that in my heart. So you hurry up and finish it. And if I can help you, let me know. Okay, Dirk, I will. So what you gonna do? I'm gonna go over to my cousin's pad and see what's up. Yeah, okay. I guess I'll see you later. Well, what you gonna do? I'm gonna go down here to my spot, pick up my car, and then to my place where I crash at night. You mean the one where I seen you sitting at when I was going to the welfare office? Yeah, you seen me? Yeah. I didn't say anything because I was trying to make it there on time. Oh, okay. That's the place where I sleep at night. That's right around the corner from where Otis lives. All right. Well, if ever you want to kick it, that's where I be at night. Okay, Dirk. I'll keep that in mind. Remember, Lawrence, until you lay on this cement with a brick for your pillow, you ain't homeless. I'll remember, Dirk, but I tell you what, I ain't about to lay my head down on no brick. Yeah, okay. Thank you for joining in. We will continue next week with part 7, 3 Pennies from Hell to Heaven, page 132. God bless you. God keep you. We got a little bit more reading to do. I thought my time was up. It was about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. The weather was nice on this day, September degrees. As I walked down to Otis' apartment, I turned down on Claremont Street and noticed Slim ahead of me walking in the same direction. I called his name. He turned and waited for me to catch up with him. He said, "Hey, Lawrence, so you done did your work up at Glide?" "Yes, Slim. My work is done for the day." When do you go back up there?" "Tomorrow." "So you only work 3 days a week?" "Yeah, Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday." I thought I had to work on Fridays too, but because I put in enough hours on those 3 days, I don't have to. "That's pretty cool." "No, it ain't cool, but it's what I have to do for right now." Don't seem like you got no choice." "Oh, there's always a choice. The question is, which one do you take? I mean, what other choice do you have? You have to go to work at Glide if you want to continue to get your check. That's how the system get all these people messed up. Because if you don't show up for your job assignment, then you won't get paid. You won't get your food stamps. I mean, it's all messed up. Yeah, it sounds like it is, and that may be, but there's always a choice. Yeah, to not go to work and don't get paid. Well, you got to work whichever way it goes. And my choice right now is to work with system, but I don't know how much longer I can take it. Take what? Trying to survive off this hand, a handout of a check that they're giving me along with the food stamps. I'm not used to this. Like I said, you ain't got no choice. That's what you think, but different. He laughed at me and said, "Yeah, well, you will see. Right now, you ain't got no choice." I said, "Man, you don't even know me and the stuff that I do. If you got so much stuff that you can do, why are you doing it?" In time, Slim, in time. We rang the bell at Otis's apartment, and Otis buzzed us in. The evening clerk had just arrived to work, and I thought I might get a chance to spend the night. The clerk said, "You sign in." We both took our turns signing the book. I did not sign my real name, just as the case I presented itself for me to stay without any hassle. Slim said, "You know who's here, don't you?" I said, "Yeah, I seen her name." "You know you like her, don't you?" "Yeah, and she like you, don't you?" "Time will tell." "You got that right. Time will always tell." Thank you. Tune in next week, page 133, part 7.